Hi everyone, I'm Bari Lyman, creator of the Meet to Marry method, and I'm so happy for you to be here with me today for our success series on finding true healthy love. I want to welcome all of the members of our community. And many of you know or maybe don't know, but I created this method because I was stuck single for a really long time. In spite of being smart and successful and self-aware, I found myself always dating people who were wrong for me, no matter what I did, where I was, how I tried it, online, offline, introductions. And I was stuck in this really frustrating pattern. And once I'd broken through, I realized, wow, there is a way. Look, no one teaches us how to find healthy love, and we are the Meet to Marry school of healthy love and intimacy. So I'm here with you today to share a topic that, wow, many of you suffer with. I know I did for many years. And it's really about seeing things clearly when it comes to love and intimacy. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is, do you ever find yourself being in a relationship with someone that really looks good on paper? It looks good on paper and you go into it and it doesn't turn out. Or have you found yourself marrying someone that, you were young or not so young, and you got into it and you kind of hoped it would work out. Maybe there were a couple of things that weren't quite right, maybe a few red flags here and there, but you kind of hope that it'll work out. And so if you have done that and find yourself in a pattern like that, I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone in that pattern. And I call that, not seeing things as they are. It's about seeing things kind of as you wish them to be, where you have like a cloudy lens. And I call that wearing rose-colored glasses. Who can relate to wearing rose-colored glasses? And if you wear rose-colored glasses in other areas of your life, it would be a disaster, right? In your career. If you don't really see and have a plan and you don't know where you're going and kind of hope it's going to work out, I don't know, it doesn't work out. So when we have these rose-colored glasses on, it really means that we're in a place of, kind of wishing and hoping that things are going to work out, but you don't really know. So you're not that firm about it. And then you wait and you deal with it and you tolerate it. And that could keep you in a marriage for years, 10 years, 20 years or more, right? People that they're at the beginning of the relationship, you feel like, oh, I'm in love and it's so amazing. And you see the best in these people. That's the thing about wearing rose-colored glasses, is you feel like, oh, they need you. You end up fixing them and helping them and being so many things, like being like a super person, helping them. I can't tell you how many people I put into careers. And looking back, I remember what it was like. And in hindsight, it's like, what was I doing there? What was I doing there with these people? I did it over and over and over again. You're just fixing. And the biggest problem with rose-colored glasses is that it wastes a lot of time. It wastes a lot of time. It's your life. It's being with someone where, they can't reciprocate. And you just kind of wait. And when you try to break up, maybe you feel bad for them because they're kind of helpless and hopeless. And then, heaven forbid, you ask for the kind of commitment that you want or the kind of changes that you'd like to see. They're not available to do that. And what do you do with your rose-colored glasses? You put up with it and you wait. right? And then even if you break up, you're still thinking about the person. You're still wondering about the person. And did I do the right thing? At least I had someone. Can you relate to that? Can you relate? I had a mentor, and he said to me, you know what, Bari? The best part of you is that you see the best in everyone. And then he said, you know what the worst part of you is? That I see the best in everyone. So you see, when we wear rose-colored glasses, everything is fogged up. We don't see it clearly. We really don't know. We're wishing and hoping, and we're trying to make something happen, like round hole, square peg. We're trying to create something that is not creatable, that's not doable, that's not workable. And we end up sacrificing and waiting and wishing, and it's exhausting. And then when you do finally get out of it and you feel like, whoa, hallelujah, very oftentimes you'll go online. I talk to people about this all day long. They go online, and then what happens? They meet the next person who seems great. The person says, I'm going to commit to you, or I want what you want, and you're so beautiful, you're so this. And then what happens? Ultimately, the same thing happens. Now, there are always signs. There are always signs, because really, when we wear rose-colored glasses, we're not firm in ourselves. We don't really know what we need, what we want. We think we know, but you don't really. How many times have you done this? How many times have you found yourself in relationships where you feel like, oh, I'm so in love? I spoke with someone today who said, oh, you know, I was so in love so many times. It was such a soul connection, a love like this. Oh, but at the end of the day, they end up marrying other people, right? And so what happens is we are not really ready. We are not really clear. And so what really needs to happen is we need to take off those rose-colored glasses and really get to the foundation of, wow, what is it to create a healthy relationship? Most of us don't know because it hasn't been modeled for us. And even if a good relationship was modeled for us by our parents, they're not teaching us the ABCs of finding healthy love. And how do you do it? And if your parents had a great relationship, who wants to risk getting divorced? And if that's not the problem, then there was some trauma in your life. So what do we do? What does it mean to take off the rose-colored glasses? It means taking a step back and not endless working on yourself or fixing yourself or things like that, which a lot of people do. A lot of us do that in therapy for many years. In fact, many of you are very self-aware. You're self-aware. You know you have positive perspectives about gratitude and about choosing. And many of you fly really high, right? You fly high, but the problem is on the inside, in spite of all the work, in spite of all the analyzing that you've done in your life to get to a goal, it hasn't fixed the problem. It hasn't changed. Because when we look deep down at what's really going on, there's a blind spot. There's a problem where you're not integrated, and we kind of operate from a place of a little child where, oh, I wish it'll work out. I hope it'll work out, or I'll make it work out. I'll show this person how amazing I am, and I'll befriend that person, and I'll take care of them, and I'll be there, and we'll go on this love journey. Sound familiar? And then you think you're in love, but that's not love. A lot of that flying so high is chemical attraction, and we wear rose-colored glasses because there's a fear, a deep-seated fear of intimacy. So when we focus on other people, like the person we're dating, like people in our careers, people who need us, other people's kids, we stay at work late, and we have a lot of friends, male friends, people that didn't work out with the intimacy, but we'll be friends. Guys, this wastes a lot of time, right? Because of what goes on within us, the dichotomy, the story that I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, and then we question our lovability, even though intellectually you know you're lovable. So we need to not do that any longer. We need to get to the root so that you can be fully integrated. Because helping others, focusing on others, well, that's a great thing. Focusing on positivity, if we only focus on optimism and positivity, then we never get to the root of our own challenges, our own truth. And then we struggle. We wonder, maybe it's not in the cards for me. And we rationalize, oh, if I lose some weight or if I move someplace else, maybe that'll be it. And when we say, oh, there's no one worth dating, they're all like this. But it's not true. It's not true. Wonderful, healthy, marriage-minded men and women are available right now for you. But what happens is, because of these rose-colored glasses, because of our inability to really connect with the truth, right? Because part of us is analyzing and smart and self-aware, but another part of us is questioning because it hasn't happened. We get really stuck. And when we're in that paradigm of feeling stuck, and actually think about it, what if I told you you could meet your person, the right person for you, tonight? You're going to meet that person tonight, and it's going to be great. And we remove the barriers, and you're clear about your vision, and and you imagine you're getting married, and they want what you want. They share your values. The person celebrates you, and you celebrate them. And they're on your timeline. They're not running from you. They're not marrying other people, because they see you, and you're super attracted. So what is that like for you? What is that feeling? What is that feeling? A lot of people tell me when I talk about that feeling, they say, awesome! Wow, it feels like awesome. But then they say, but there's a part of me too that's afraid. And then we look deeper at that. That's where we look at what's really getting in your way. And we need to solve it. We need to solve it once and for all and take off those rose-colored glasses so that you're ready, your relationship ready, you're clear. You don't have these underlying fears that cause you to divert your attention to everything else, and mostly to avoid intimacy. Can you see that? Who can see that? That you avoid intimacy by staying busy. But then you have a dream. So the dream is here. Your real life is here. And you're not integrated. But you're smart and successful and helping other people, and you run companies and you do all these things and you raise kids. But the truth is, we gotta connect in order to take off those rose-colored glasses. What's really happening? What is your life really like? What's the truth? Because sometimes it's hard to look at the truth when we've been so trained in optimism and positivity and gratitude. You can be grateful all day long, but if you're wearing these rose-colored glasses and kind of sugarcoating your truth, we're never going to get there. We're never going to get future focused. You're just going to be, people who are always smiling, they're always happy, always smiling, super flying high. Those people are just not so grounded. Finding love is not hard work. Finding love is beautiful. It's like gravity. It just flows. But if you have never experienced true, healthy, conscious love and intimacy, because you've had a fear of being vulnerable. You see, guys, being vulnerable, that is the key to intimacy. That's the key, where you don't have these airs on, you're not pretending, you're not just busy helping other people. Gotta really take the mask off yourself and really understand, like, I'm asking you, ask yourself, what is it really like? When do you feel that you don't have your dream yet? When does it bother you? You know deep down, like, there's got to be someone amazing out there, right? So when does it bother you? When do you notice it? Because if we don't look at when you notice it, then we just keep staying busy, sugarcoating things, distracting ourselves. And doing that just postpones your dream. And then a part of you is staying in your comfort zone, still staying in like this childhood paradigm. And again, having analyzed your childhood for 10 years doesn't change it. We want to change it. And in order to do that, you have to draw a line in the sand and say, no more. I don't want to struggle alone anymore. I don't want to go to sleep alone. I don't want to wake up alone. Now, I'm not talking about being needy or desperate. That is negative, repelling energy. I'm talking about, I want to be in a healthy, conscious relationship. It's got to be possible. Other people are in it. So if you want to be in that, then you have to say, okay, this is where I'm focused, and I can't do it alone. I know I couldn't do it alone. I had a mentor that kicked my butt because I was so addicted to wearing my rose-colored glasses, to positivity, to optimism, to being a type A, working all the time. But I never solved the problem of why I was so in pain and avoiding love. It's such a needy attachment style. I never solved it. I knew about it. I knew I was codependent. I knew all the things that weren't working. So when people come to me and they join our school of healthy love and intimacy, they learn how to do it. Because you got to learn how to do it. There's no shame. You went to school to be whatever your profession is, right? You even went to school to learn how to breathe if you have kids, right? You learned how to be a lawyer, how to be a doctor, how to be an educator. So why not learn how to find true healthy love? Why not get in the paradigm of really making it happen? Because who can do this stuff alone? We can't do it alone. And our communities, they really can't help us. I mean, my rabbi couldn't help me. My friends couldn't help me. How could they help me? They were coming from their own frame of reference. So I invite you to consider taking off those glasses and getting really clear that, gosh, I don't know how to do this, and that there's no shame in not knowing how to do it, especially when no one taught you how, right? And really recognizing that vulnerability is a problem. And if you feel like, oh, I got that vulnerability thing all worked out, I would challenge you on that. That just being self-aware doesn't mean you're vulnerable. Being vulnerable with your sister or with a friend is not the same as real intimacy. And that's something we have to solve so that you could stop repelling the healthy love that is out there and is waiting for you, because it is waiting for you. I guarantee it. There's been no one who couldn't find it. Because right there, it's like, imagine taking off a glass wall, moving the wall, the barriers, the repellents. I'm sitting here in my, on our spa deck in nature, and here I have, there are plenty of mosquitoes here, but I'm purposely saying no to them with my herbal spray so that I could win-win. I could sit outside and be here with you because I love being out in nature. That's my dream, and that's my dream I created with my husband. We live on 5 acres and on a nature preserve. And all the Meet to Marry marriages are like that. They're conscious, they're healthy. But first, again, we have to remove the barriers to intimacy, get future focused, and make a real plan. So if you want to figure out what's really getting in your way, because it's really hard to see for yourself, It is. As self-aware as you may be, knowing what's getting in your way and learning how to solve it, they're two different things. So that's what this community is about. That's what Meet to Marry is about. It's about a school of healthy love and intimacy, because if you never had something, how do you know how to do it? You got to learn how to flex that muscle, get the words, have a real plan. And when you do, it's like having a GPS. Then you're able to create what you want. And it's a beautiful thing. You can be an inspired and empowered dater. So if you want to do that and jump on a call with us, let's do it. But the first step is to go deeper and take a look at all 5 shifts. And the 5 shifts to finally discovering how to discover true healthy love, you can find at meettomarry.com/real love. You can do that and watch that training. And once you watch that training, it'll take you to my calendar. And we know what we're doing. We know how to get you there. So it's an option. And watch that training and share with me what you discover, because healthy love and intimacy is available for you. So let's hear. Below this video, I want to know what you're going to do about it. I want to see you tell me, I'm taking those glasses off. I choose me. That's what I want to know. Because we're here for you. That's what we do in this community, answering your questions, not sugarcoating anything, because sugarcoating doesn't do anything. Band-aids don't do anything, because wherever you go, there you are, right? And I can tell you that next month, Michael and I are going to celebrate 16 years. And it's a conscious marriage. And I share other people's stories, Meet to Marry success stories in the community, for you to see that it's not about getting married. It's about being married. And to me, marriage is about commitment. It's about commitment. It's not the piece of paper. It's not the band. It's not any of that. It's about achieving your dream of being held, of being loved forever, right? As long as, God gives us on this earth to be with someone that you grow with, that you have fun with, that you plan with, that you wake up with, who understands you, that sees you, that gets you, that really wants what you want. Because we grow even closer, because there's no such thing as, it's not hard work. Is it hard work to eat your dinner, or is it hard work to love a pet? No, it's a choosing, it's a commitment, it's seeing each other, it's having empathy. It's learning what goes into a conscious relationship. And that's education. And then once you have it, it naturally flows. Like I said before, it's kind of like gravity. When the rain falls, it doesn't have to try to rain. When a flower blooms, it doesn't have to try. When a bee pollinates a flower, I'm out here in nature and I see everything just happening as it's supposed to. But we human beings, we go against the flow of life so often because we're trying to control and fix and survive things that happened 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. But the past is gone. That's the great news. And the future is yours to create. And if you want to create it with us, that's great. Any way you want to create it, as long as it's success-oriented with a plan and you get committed to it, fantastic. So that's it for me. Please share below what your thoughts are. What are your questions? And tell me, I'm ready. No more rose-colored glasses. I am choosing healthy love and intimacy this year. So great. We do this every week, guys. Invite your friends, share them to join our community, because Meet to Marry is about a movement. It's about a movement to create healthy love, healthy families, breaking traditions, breaking cycles of things that don't work. Because it's not about just self-love. Self-love alone, great. It's very hip to say, oh, it's all about loving myself. But it goes deeper than that. It goes to having tools so it's really authentic, so that you know what that actually means, and not working on yourself endlessly for years and years, analyzing it in therapy. What good does that do? Then you know what's not working and you become an expert at what's not working, but that doesn't solve it, right? We need a new paradigm, a way that is principled, goal-oriented, so you can get to your goal. So that's it for me. Share your comments, and I can't wait to see you next week. Send your questions, and I'm cheering for you. Bye, guys.